Welcome to another episode of The Drop, the first of the year for 2021. We have an incredibly exciting year ahead filled with the first full year of next generation titles, and it all kicks off this week with Hitman 3 coming out across PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and on the Nintendo Switch powered by the cloud. On top of that, we have plenty of other games to dive into, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Agent 47 returns as a ruthless professional in Hitman 3 for the most important contracts of his entire career. Embark on an intimate journey of darkness and hope in the dramatic conclusion to the World of Assassination trilogy. Death awaits. Experience a globe-trotting adventure and visit exotic locations that are packed full of creative opportunities. IO Interactive's award-winning Glacier technology powers Hitman 3's tactile and immersive game world to offer unparalleled player choice and replayability. Supported by his agency handler, Diana Burnwood, 47 joins forces with his long-lost friend Lucas Gray. Their ultimate mission is to eliminate the Partners of Providence, but they are forced to adapt as their hunt intensifies. When the dust settles, 47 and the world he inhabits will never be the same again. Hitman 3 is the best place to play every game in the World of Assassination trilogy. All locations from Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 can be imported and played within Hitman 3 at no additional cost for existing owners, plus progression from Hitman 2 is carried over into Hitman 3 at launch. Going into Hitman 3, fans are very excited. Over the past few years, we've seen the resurgence of Hitman through Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 coming out on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and now you are seeing the fruits of those labors on the next generation, with not only a continuation and a conclusion of the World of Assassination trilogy, but you see somewhat of a hub that brings together experiences from Hitman 1 and Hitman 2, while also bringing in that new content in Hitman 3. On top of that, I'm just generally excited to see what a Hitman game looks like on a next generation console, and to see what happens with Agent 47 and Lucas Gray. One interesting element here is that in addition to the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC versions of the game, you also see it coming to Google Stadia, but also the Nintendo Switch, and the Switch version is powered by the cloud. So instead of having a pared back Nintendo Switch port, you actually have the full experience, something that's going to be pretty much on par with what you would get on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. So, whether you want to see the conclusion of the World of Assassination trilogy, or you want to start fresh with Hitman 3 and check out all of the content from the previous games, you can dive in this week when Hitman 3 launches on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series XS, and the Xbox One, PC, Stadia, and Nintendo Switch through the Cloud Edition. Redout Space Control puts you in control of a super-orbital recon fighter during the 2395 colonization of Mars. Dive in the fastest, most epic, and exciting arcade space battle you can experience. Outsmart, outmaneuver, overpower, and outclass your opponents in lightning-fast, adrenaline-inducing single-player space combat. You play as Leon Barrett, ace fighter pilot of the Poseidon Security Forces. Here at Poseidon Corp, we are trying to pave the way for the colonization of Mars as mankind is struggling for survival, split between a depleted hot Earth and a cold, claustrophobic lunar colony. Your job is to maintain order by eradicating rebels and space pirates, facilitate our scientist research while keeping them safe, and protect all our personnel from the numerous external threats. Dive down into gigantic asteroid mining plants, shoot down rebel drones and fighters, roll left and right avoiding enemy fire, unleash impossibly powerful missile volleys, but also race against stray pilots and space scavengers at breakneck speed for the sheer thrill of it. By completing missions, you'll unlock cards and tokens to upgrade your fighter's hull, shields, energy weapons, and missiles until you are able to go up against massive capital ships and single-handedly shift the tide of the war. In an interplanetary struggle where nobody is good or bad, you will experience Leon rising through the ranks, the meaning of necessary evil, the cost of integrity, and ultimately what it means to take a stand. So this game originally launched on Apple Arcade, but now it is coming to consoles as well as PC, and while some people may have reservations about this being an Apple Arcade game, there's something about the gameplay that really speaks to me. I love space arcade shooters, and that is exactly what this is. I'm sure the narrative isn't going to blow anyone's mind, but the combat looks fun, and I thought that I would bring it up to you guys this week on the show. So if you do want to check it out, Redout Space Assault is coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC this week. And to round out today's main releases, Ride 4 is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X. And it of course comes with some extra bells and whistles as compared to the current gen versions, or I should say now, the last gen versions on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Get ready to experience a smoother ride and shining gameplay in Ride 4 at 60 FPS with a resolution of up to 4K, and enjoy your beloved bikes with the highest quality of shaders and textures and a never before seen level of detail both for bikes and environments. Your riding experience will be extremely more precise, satisfying, and natural thanks to the extra power of next-gen consoles. All races, both online and offline, will now be even more compelling, with 20 riders competing for the victory. So a couple of important notes here. If you have the PlayStation 4 version, you can upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version at no additional cost until the end of April. Additionally, it does have DualSense support for those adaptive triggers and advanced haptic feedback, so you can really feel the grip of the road as you are riding on your bike. But Xbox players are not left out in the cold because the game does support smart delivery, so whether you play it on the Xbox One, the Series X, or the Series S, it automatically knows which version to pick, and you don't have to pay any extra for any period of time at all. I'll be honest with you, I've never played Ride, but I do know it has a very dedicated core fan base, so I wanted to let you guys know that that next-gen version is dropping this week if you do want to dive in and give it a look. Before we conclude, we do have one honorable mention, and that is off-road racing Buggy XATV X Moto, and that's coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. It's out now on PC and it received okay reviews. I thought that I would mention it here, but of course, if I did have to give you a redirection of sorts, Baja Edge of Control HD. Try that one, you might like it. But that rounds out this week's episode of The Drop. If you enjoyed today's show, drop me a like down below and let me know what games caught your eye. Are you picking up Hitman 3? Do you have a game that you are looking forward to this week? Or are you saving your bones for something coming out in the next few months with an incredibly exciting spring and summer season ahead? Would love to hear what you are looking forward to. But until next time, you guys have a fantastic week. I'll talk to you soon, and peace.